How should you choose your snow goggles? Let's find out. Snow goggles come in a huge price range, anything from $50 and up to $250 for the leading brands. So I want to give you a quick overview on all the differences, what you get for your money, and what you need to consider when you buy a new set so you can make the best decision. I have here some of Bern's Anon goggles to give you some example of the differences between the different models. So let's start. Before we start talking about style and tech, it's very important that you try on the goggles. It won't matter how good and expensive the goggles are or how cool they look if they don't fit your face properly. You want to make sure that when you put it on, you have clear vision to all sides and that the frame doesn't get in the way. If it does, it might mean they're too small. Next, make sure you try it on with your helmet. If you feel that the helmet is pushing down the goggles and they're pressing on your nose, then it might mean that that frame is too big for you. You also want to make sure that there's good air circulation around the goggles and that they are sealed against your face. If there are gaps between your face and the goggles, then there's a greater chance that they'll fog up. Most goggles will be labeled for women, men, or unisex, and the differences will be mostly in the size and less in the style and the shape. Here's an example of Anon's women's M1 and M3 on my fairly small face. The M3 are clearly bigger, but still considered women's, so I get away with it just fine. Anything slightly bigger than that would no longer serve me well. There are two ways to manufacture lenses: stamped and injected lens. Stamped lenses are manufactured with equal thickness throughout the lens. So when you look to the sides, you're actually looking through thicker material, which can create some distortion and eye fatigue. Injected lenses are manufactured with different thicknesses throughout the lens to prevent that distortion and to give a more accurate vision of the environment. These obviously come with a higher price tag. Leading goggles such as the ones I have here run anything between $100 to $250, and they will all have injected lenses. These brands will also each have their own technology to enhance the contrast and the clarity of the lenses. Anon, for example, have perceived technology, which you'll find in all of their lenses. Perceived lenses will give you true on-snow color, unlike some red and blue contrast from the less expensive brands. Perceived lenses also give you high-definition visibility for very crisp view and less strain on the eyes. In addition, good quality lenses will also include different coatings. On the outside, you'll have two types of coatings to prevent water and ice buildup and to help prevent smudge and scratches. On the inside, you'll have anti-fog coating to help prevent that moisture buildup. Of course, always make sure that whatever lenses you purchase have UV protection for those harmful sun rays. Remember that you're going to wear these goggles for a few hours every day, so it's important to protect your eyes. Overall, higher quality lenses will give you better visibility, less distortion, and better protection, among other features. We have three different shapes of lenses. Spherical lenses are rounded in all directions and basically imitate the curvature of the eye for maximum realistic visibility. They have very little optical distortion and they provide a wide field of view that can help reduce eye fatigue. Cylindrical lenses are rounded side to side but remain flat top to bottom, which gives them that retro look that so many people like. But because of that flat zone, they need to have really good venting to help prevent fogging. Toric lenses are relatively new and are the hybrid lens. They are rounded in all directions, but with a flatter vertical roundness. Toric can maximize the peripheral view and decrease the distortion for more clarity. Spherical lenses are great because they mimic the shape of the eye. However, technology has improved so much that in the high-quality lenses, companies can create that flat look without sacrificing the quality of the view. So I would say that the choice is mostly of style and preference, as long as it's a high-quality lens and that the frame fits the size of your face. Perhaps more important than the shape is the lens tint. It's not just a matter of style and color, but can actually make a huge difference when light conditions change. Tints are measured by VLT, visible light transmission, meaning how much light goes through the lens. High VLT lens will let more light in to help with contrast and will be optimal for low light conditions like cloudy and low visibility days. These lenses will typically have lighter colors. Low VLT lens will let less light in and will be better for clear and sunnier days. These would usually be mirrored to reflect the light and will come in darker colors. In between, you'll have the variable lenses. These will allow some light through the lens to elevate the color and still keep the contrast high on partly cloudy days. It's important to point out that regardless of their VLT percentage, good goggles will always have UV sun protection. Now, if you're already considering the different tints, you might be interested in interchangeable lenses. Snowboarding and skiing are weather-dependent sports, so if you're going to be out there more than a handful of days, you want to make sure you have the optimal visibility regardless of the weather. Generally, there are two ways to switching lenses. First, and the least expensive, is the traditional lens change system with the slots around the frame. You pop the lens out and insert the new lens, aligning those points in the slots. It might take a few minutes, but not too bad if you do it at home or in the car before you head out. The second method are the magnetic goggles. Here, Anon has two options. The more affordable magnetic system is the M-Fusion in the Sync goggles. The magnets guide the lens to the slots on the sides for easy connection, and then you snap the latch on one end of the frame. The second, and the more common magnetic connection, is the quick lens technology, the MAGNET+LATCH. Here you have earth magnets around the frame to help secure the lenses in just seconds. This really opens up the possibility for having multiple lenses in different tints for quick and easy change on the lifts between runs. Just as an example, these are my older goggles from Anon, and they served me just fine. The slot system is a bit of a hassle in my opinion, but not too bad. However, I will admit that the magnet system is a game changer. Here in the East Coast, we often have days that change from overcast to sunny throughout the day. On these days, I'll take my spare lens and put it in my jacket's inner pocket so it fits nicely with the curve of my ribs. That way, I can quickly change the lens before my next run and get the best visibility for safer and happier riding. There are a few other features that may vary between low and higher price goggles. Triple layer foam has become common in good goggles. It's there to make sure you have enough space between your face and the lens for maximum view and comfortable fit. Venting is a really important feature and is responsible for preventing fogging. As you can see in the Anon goggles, there is a full parameter channel venting to allow fresh air to enter the goggle and help get rid of moisture. Next, we have the no-slip strap. It's a strip of silicone on the inner side of the strap to hold the goggles in place so they don't slide and shift. Lastly, OTG. So if you're wearing glasses, it's important to make sure that the goggles have compatible over-the-glasses frame. This would often be the case with the triple layer foam. Okay guys, whatever choice you make, take good care of your goggles. So make sure you let your goggles completely dry at the end of the day and then store them in the pouch to protect them in your bag. That way, they can last you a very long time. I hope this video helps you make a decision for your next goggles. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. See ya!